Hello there, and in this video I'm hiding under some trees, and that's because we're at Festival of the Unexceptional and it's chucking it down with rain. So I'm going to be doing a walk around video shortly. Now you know me, I've got a crippling problem with talking in front of other people, which is why I'm recording this intro, hiding away from everybody else. When I do show coverage, I don't tend to bother talking over it. So this is about as much as you're going to hear from me in this video, unless I get really excited about something. So anyway, with that in mind, let's just get wandering around and see what's here. Yes, I think it's fair to say that things have turned quite British, shall we say, but it doesn't seem to have put anybody off so far. I think this event this year is probably even bigger than it is before. Got some walking to do to get to the top of this. And here we have not my Mark 1 Citroen BX. This is Phil Greaves' Mark 1 Citroen BX, which I was hoping to get together with mine today. But any of you who follow me on social media will know that VEP decided not to keep hold of all of its petrol in its fuel pump on Tuesday. I just fired VEP up to move it and I thought it smelled strange. I've got petrol absolutely pissing out of that pump. And despite my best efforts trying to get another alternative pump sorted, I didn't manage. So I'm kind of gutted because I did want to get both of these cars together again, because the very first time I saw VEP was at this show and they were both together again. I was hoping to recreate it, but alas, not possible. So yes, hashtag not my Mark 1 BX, unfortunately, not today. But still nice to see it. Hopefully I'll catch up with Phil in a bit. So. We're nearly at the start of this, I think. Nearly. There's a bloody great big gap, but we've got more to get to before we can get started. And it's going even more British. I wish I'd worn different shoes today. I'm going to have wet feet on the way home. I think those trims are actually rarer than my BXs.
Right. There's about 150 of them in it.
Really? Because when I was looking for bits for that, if you go, it's all Spain. It's all out There's no point.
You know what really annoys me with all of this thing is that if you went back 20, 30 years,
Like, as far from subtle, obviously, there was a mini up there that barrel side. Yeah, not in the...
Yeah.
You know, they've discussed if you wanted to advertise it.
This was a, for most of its life, this was a cabinet making van. Yeah, I mean, the photo of Peugeot, and you can still see it. Faintly, you can see Peter Mullins. I've never painted it. 106
just get on the end.
Yeah, don't do
Obviously I'm going to have a closer look at any Citroen BX that's here. That's probably about the only time you'll probably hear me doing any talking during this, but anyhow. Nice 19 TGD there. I think those wheel trims are probably rarer than Vepid, although I think they are TZS wheel trims. Not quite right. There we go, that's my nerdy fact for the day out of the way. Oops. Another obligatory BX 360. It's an Athena. I think this is a 16. I don't know, doesn't say. It's one of the run-out cars, basically, where they started throwing lots of extra bits on them because the Zantia was on its way. As car manufacturers tend to do, they start throwing extras when they need to start rolling out the last of the existing models. Well, there's something you don't see every day, a Saxo convertible. I don't know how much I'd trust that weather seal. There's quite a few Citroen CXs here today. Although, having just said those wheel trims are rare, they've appeared on a Citroen CX. They definitely don't belong on a CX, but I love that detail, the concave rear windscreen look. I've never driven a CX, I would quite like to at some point. 205s are quite well represented today as well. I think you'll see a lot of these in this video. What on earth is going on there?
He literally has got that. Picture of him as Roland Garros.
Oh, that's got to be. Oh my god. That's got to be the shabbiest Boxster I've ever seen in my life. I love it. I giggle, but it's wearing Michelins. They are looking after it.
Yeah. Once it's gone,
It's fine if it's dry. Try and get that in the if it's a bit wet.
Damage of this extent is being white because it's the last one. Or if it's the last CX turbo digital, okay, it's scratch, whatever. But if it's a roll
Are they local then? Is it like a
Commodore,
De Commodore van there's Haken as well.
Very early Zantia there from the Netherlands as well. You can tell it's an early Zantia by the chevron placement because they eventually moved it down there. And to be honest with you, I don't know why they put it there in the first place. It's a bit strange. Another early Zantia as well. Probably can't see it very well. I love that chevron upholstery they put in the early ones. I don't know what this, I have a feeling this is one of those Japanese market sort of Toyota Lexus type things, but I've got no idea what that is. Yes, it is. It's a Crown, so it is Toyota based. Oh, that's a little bit of a bump. I love these. There's a future classic you need to keep an eye out for. Audi A2s, still cheap enough to buy, but I think eventually they will get quite collectible.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Oh, sorry.
That's largely what my Peugeot 205, I wish my old 205 looked like, because mine was nothing like a GT or an XS or even a GTI. Oh yeah.
You're right.
Oh gosh, the Proton.
Oh, somebody stuck one on high. Let's hope their low pressure returns are in good condition. Otherwise there'll be a puddle of LHM later. Oh, looks like they're trying to... It's like a riot van, that does. Oh, and we've got half a Golf behind that van.
You can have any part from in the post tomorrow.
Posh Zantia.
It's not bad at all.
I did.
Oh yeah.
It behaves almost like a diesel and has the diesel section mode.
Oh, that little Metro will make Sean happy. Assuming it's all original, I'll probably find out from him later if there's anything off spec on that one.
Yeah, but he's beyond that. Yeah, he's beyond that. He's
Another Not My BX with, that's a, that's a wiper washer mechanism and a half. Yeah.
Go for that guy.
There's a danger with the way they've staggered these. I might wind up missing a row. No, I haven't been up that one yet. Oh no, I have. Sign of a fine Volvo, Swedish flag, headlight wipers, and more importantly than anything else, moose badges. So I think it's probably the most CXs I've seen for a while here today. Just go back to this for a moment and just to take a moment to appreciate that look. And a squishy spoiler. I miss a squishy spoiler. Bring back squishy spoilers.
Another feeling.
Oh, go on then, Ian. Headlight wiper moment.
There's one on Facebook for sale. That one.
Is there?
Travis is sick.
Ooh. Oh, bugger off. That's right, I'm being attacked by wasps. Normally I would cut that out, but to be honest with you, this show's that big this year, I'm not even going to bother trying. You're getting it a bit more raw this year, but I am saying a little bit more, if not much. That's gloriously patinaed. Of course, I know a little something about holes in bodywork.
Doing they all holding together?
That's vibrant, that Mini is.
We can't go in any cars, mate, because they're not ours. Come on. Someone has a viewer out.
I stayed last night in Stamford.
Right.
I've never been to everything.
No, no, no.
It is glorious.
Yeah.
That's got to be the cleanest Micra I've ever seen. What we would call a proper cockroach car. That'll probably be around long after I'm gone, to be perfectly honest with you. If you saw my Doormen's Club post recently, you'll know that I posted about 205 mirrors, because I hate the standard ones. I fitted ones from a 305 on mine because they were bigger, and because I'm dull.
So they had to stop that straight away.
was going to give him the old Terry 10. Bit of W.
Good boy.
And this is what happens when you have red paint and UV. Just brilliant. Oh, hang on a minute, we've got a red panel. We have got a red panel, look. I'm guessing that signifies not original paint then. I hope they never polish it. That's just brilliant. LS400 now. This is on my list of cars I'd like to own at some point. Not sure I'd enjoy the running costs, but only Lexus I've had before was an IS200 and I kind of missed that. And the thought of owning something like that's quite appealing, though the thought of parking it, perhaps not. Velsatis. Yeah, it's just one of those cars I'm not sure about. It's just... You can just tell that when they designed it, they just took one look at what everybody else was doing and went, no, sod it, we're going to do something completely ourselves. I miss that. The French don't do that anymore. Oh. That caught me by surprise. Oh no, that's a little minter, that is. That's in the wrong place. That should be in the Concours de l'Ordinaire, this should. That's lovely.
It's all, I mean, you know, everything's right wheels.
Mint green Twingo. That's quite nice. Okay, weird nerdy fact from me. I think that Focus has got xenon headlights. Xenon headlights should have headlight washers. I've never seen a Focus with headlight washers. So how did they get away with it? Don't know. I think I gasped when I saw this coming in because it's not only is it a CX, but it's a CX on white walls. Although they're stick-on white walls, to be fair.
I haven't ever driven a car that's like young.
That is very nice. And for those that get excited at pop-up headlights, there you go.
Oh, there's a nice GT.
Well, I know, but don't tell anyone.
That's a nice
Go on then, Ian, I'll give you another headlight wiper. A nice Mark 1 Astra there that I think if Sean hasn't already seen it, he will get very excited when he sees that later.
guard. I wonder what he did. Was it some kind of fire engine? I'm not sure, to be honest.
Mine was made in not Birmingham, Newcastle.
If they go on the
Same door was this year.
The sad Fiesta. I always think they look so depressed. In fact, I think this is kind of like the ideal bit for Sean, really. We've got brown here, we've got a Volvo 345 here and a Mark 1 Astra. And a Maestro. It's like an epicentre of it. Oh, go on Ian, I'll give you another headlight wiper. Should put an on-screen tally really of how many I've recorded for you so far. So can I just zoom in briefly on that? On those, that's the most incredible seat fabric I think I've ever seen. Thank you. It suits it though, it fits.
A friend of ours was telling me.
Very tidy Citroen AX here, Chicago. I can't remember, I could be talking nonsense here, but I'm sure the Citroen AX set the record for number of special editions at one point. You pretty much, if you bought a Citroen AX, it was a special edition rather than a standard one. I don't think I've ever seen an AX with a Trailblazer on the back before. Okay. Nice Visa. But, yeah, with the original pods. I've got to say, when Citroen did their own design rather than what they did with the BX where they farmed it out, I do think it worked better. I think that sort of design of dash pods much better thought out than what I've got in the Mark 1 BX.
Yeah, it kind of destroyed itself. So it was like, well, what do I do with this?
Little Panda. One for Miss Hubnut here, Escort convertible. I'm not sure the bolstering on those seats is strictly necessary for something like this, but never mind. Yeah, I can imagine that's probably a little, driving that is probably a little bit like driving a flexible takeaway container. I do rather like this. I'm not sure if it's unexceptional, but I do rather like it. Again, not a car I'd probably want the running costs on, but yeah, I can bet that's probably a lovely drive. I would say that would keep Sean happy, but it's not a base model, so maybe not. So the thing I think about when I go to this show is, because we live in a world of sort of like silver and grey cars now, when you see some of these, you just get hit with explosions of colour in certain places, and it's just something you don't see on the roads anymore now.
Diesel, 1.9 diesel, yeah, no, non-turbo, just a straight diesel in a earlier engine on it.
It's very green. See, I told you this is why I don't talk much, because that is otherwise the kind of informative commentary you'd get on every vehicle. That, on the other hand, is something I can get excited over. AX GT. I do keep desperately looking to see if any of these wind up being a Bristol Street Nottingham car, because that's where my dad used to work.
No, that's outside me, you know. How the same.
But yes, I do love an AX GT. That's one of those cars now, if you look at them, even the tatty ones have started to go up in value quite a lot. I think this must be, yes, it is, very early one. One thing that always makes me laugh about the AX, if you look at that rev counter, if you can see it, it's absolutely tiny. Yeah, my dad was working for the Citroen dealership when these were new. I remember him bringing one home and it went like a rocket. Oh, go on Ian, I'll give you another headlight wiper shot. Happy?
Just.
Quite a few Zantias here today as well, which is nice. What was I saying earlier about Audi A2s and future classics? Seen a lot of those as well. That's prime photo. Carina E.
I'll tell you later on.
Yellow headlights, that's what I do for mine.
Because I'm a cow.
Well, that's one method of keeping your indicator in. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I can now say I think this is the most Citroen CXs I've seen in one show.
It was originally there.
I forgot how big these were back in the day as well. It's enormous. We're a fair way through the day and we've still got cars filtering in. That Cavalier's a familiar noise. We had a 1600 Commander at one point. Oh, that sound takes me back. Gloriously patinaed 2CV van.
Someone's made that front, haven't they? Is that original? Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint you, Ian. No headlight wipers. I can just feel the hyacinth bouquet with that Rover. I might have the wrong model, but I don't know. It's all I can think about when I see one of those. Oh my goodness, what have they done to that? What have they done to this? Is that an original model? Did they do this, or have they done that? It's got a bull bar as well, bloody hell. I love it. Saloon Cavalier. You don't see many Saloon Cavaliers. Most of them I seem to remember being hatches. Let's see. Bring back beige interiors. BBB, bring back beige.
Orange. I think it's probably about 30 altogether.
Oh, go on then, Ian. I'll give you another headlight wiper. Right. Is this the suitcase engine? Because I'm obsessed with the suitcase engine. I think it's a suitcase engine. I love these. I love these engines. I remember when I very first looked through the Haynes manual of when we had the Citroen BX, and I saw a picture of this flat-lying engine in the BX engine bay, and I was always fascinated by it because it's just, I mean, compared to how most other front-wheel drive cars, in terms of packaging, it's a bit bonkers because the pistons are pointing towards the driver and passenger, and it's basically flat. It must be great for centre of gravity, but a total nightmare to work on. I think it's also got a combined oil system for the engine and the gearbox. But yeah, I love these engines. I think the later TU is in some way derived from this, but obviously with a lot of modification and being tilted sort of into a more upright position. But yeah, I love the suitcase engine.
So the clutch matching, that's exactly the same as my car. Exactly the same as AX.
Having had one back in 2001, I can tell you it doesn't sound bad. It sounds exactly like my 205
They're all
did. So
happy.
yes, yes.
Panda Punch. Ashwini's version is yellow style.
Hey, you're all right.
Very good.
Well, it's just, it kind of.
A well-travelled Citroen C6 today, and a well-travelled Megane. Oh, go on, Ian. I'll give you another headlight wiper. That's vibrant, isn't it? That's Z3.
Yeah, but they cannot wait until longer.
No, was that space that someone came out of? Yeah, the defender.
There's a little clip of me on YouTube.
He gets everywhere, that hubnut bloke does. I'm wondering now if I've done that road. For sale. So there's quite a few early Zantias.
don't disagree with you. I don't disagree.
With the triple garage and the field.
Oh, the first time.
There's Ministry of Lack Appeal there.
Hi, this is my car.
Ooh. Well, that two-tone 405 is quite glorious. I like that. I always wondered what a 405 would feel like compared to a BX, given the fact that they're on similar platforms. Nice bit of white wedge. There you go. I mean, this is another thing that's sort of a lost art now, contrasting interiors. So you've got white bodywork and then like a browny beige on the inside. Oh, go on then, Ian. Another headlight wiper moment. I missed that when I looked at this 205 earlier. Look at those wheel trims in French colours. I quite like that. And I think it's official. I think Citroen CXs now outnumber BXs today.
Rather than have the truck on top, which then kind of ruins, defeats the object of having it converted.
So he's not interested.
Oh, go on then, Ian. Another headlight wiper moment. I'll keep saying that as I go round. Now, weirdly, my Mark 1 BX doesn't do this. So when I switch VEP off, it doesn't settle on the rear like this. So Phil's stays right up in the air at the front and then sinks down at the back. And strangely, I seem to remember my dad's was like that, so I don't know why mine doesn't. It's a Saab, which means more headlight wipers for somebody.
Oh, that's like the longer one.
Yeah.
Well, that Talbot's rather glorious. Mind you, I think I can hear the tappet noise even though it's not running. It's always what I remember about these. So you could hear them coming from a mile away. In fact, there's two. Two Talbots. An Alpine and a Solara together. A rare sight these days. I think we've nearly done the first half of the field. I mean, this is one of the things, if you do come to Festival of the Unexceptional, you do need to be prepared to get your steps in, because there is quite a lot to see in terms of cars. And it's quite frightening to think. I mean, I learned to drive in a Corsa C, and that's now sort of pretty much a classic. A nice Astra. I've got, I think this is, oh yes, well this is future Unexceptional, so I think the Sandero certainly will be. We've got a Tata Nano here as well. and a Proton that I don't know the name of, which means John Coupland is going to shout at me. Impian, there we go. I wouldn't know what it is. Sorry, John. I'm not that versed up on my Protons. Please don't shout at me. Right, so as you know, I'm no stranger to lightweight construction. I own a BX, and Jim's just shown me. Jim's just shown me the doors on this. So it's like, just watch. It's just, there's no dampening on that door mechanism at all. It's just like, no, it just closes like that. Although decadence, because we've got electric windows, that was a bit of a shock.
And central locking.
And central locking.
Yeah.
And exposed wiring, by the looks of things, as well.
Well, it makes it easier to fix.
That's just mental. To be fair, the doors do sound more substantial than the BX when you close them, so.
I think it's just because they're bigger.
Yeah, maybe. That's just insane.
And yet, yeah, and yet.
With a few of the previous winners here. We've got another CX. I'll say CX is represented brilliantly this time round, I think, at Photo this year. I just got attacked by a wasp.
So, I'm sure the wheels are similar.
We're now on the second half, or the first half, depending on which way you started when you came in.
Holding up the drawing at home, got a dual carriageway and almost died, pulled over the light.
Oh, go on, Ian. More headlight wipers. Might just do a headlight wiper compilation for Ian. McGann Saloon again. That's another one of those cars that you pretty much nearly always saw as a hatch. Nearly never ever saw them as a saloon.
You got a toilet in it?
Slightly later nosed Zantia, but still quite an early one on an L-Reg.
I like tyres. That's the cheapest car.
Sorry, no, the tyres I had better.
No.
Ewan, was this the cheapest car you
I think that's the Tipo that Jim had. In fact, yes, it is the Tipo Jim had, the Liberty Edition, I remember that. A bit of glorious lack of peel and patina here on this 106.
Bluey, yeah? He sounds bigger than he is.
More headlight wipers. Saw this on the way in. This Nova is absolutely lovely. So I mean, it's one of those cars. Even when I had my 205 and there were loads of Novas about, finding one that hadn't been kind of extensively messed about with was very rare. So it was rather lovely to see one so original. Look at that. We just don't do interiors like that anymore. Why not? It's so much more interesting than grey. Aha, we've got a pairing of Matizas. I think that one should be familiar to most folks. As I've said earlier, that bloke gets everywhere. It's nice to see those here. It's acquired slightly more stickers on the back, I think, than the last time Ian had hit.
But it doesn't get that dirty.
Here's where I'm going to have an argument with Sean, because Sean generally prefers pre-facelift cars. I'm a little bit more indifferent about it, but I think, in all honesty, the 306 is the one car in general that they made much better with the facelift than when it was originally styled. I just love the 306 facelift. I think it looks loads better. Got Matt Pink's Hugo as well here. More headlight wipers for Ian. 306 GTI 6 with a lump that would be familiar to any MI16/BX16 valve owner, or similar anyway, not exactly the same lump, but similar. Yeah, I'm doing exactly what my ZX did back in the day, starting to go a little bit crispy on the inner wings. More headlight wipers. I'll take a walk around this thing, but it is going to be a long walk round. Quite spectacularly patinaed. It's not a Crown Vic. I'm trying to remember what it was now. I did see it on the back as it came in. What is it? The Mercury Grand Marquis. There you go. It's a long walk round. I always like that shape of 5 Series as well. And a lovely Volvo C70 Coupe P80 platform. Which of course means I've got to show those Ian. Pop-up headlights. That's a colour combination, isn't it? Green with tan roof. Nice. I'd say that 405 is very nice. Again, it's nice to see it with the original trims on as well. It's just one of those things that they sort of disappear and then you don't see them. Like I say, I remember when these were absolutely everywhere. Oh, speaking of wheel trims.
The wheel trim shady. Follow it.
Inside the course, you're missing all of the little bits. These are the walking crystals.
Nice Brad Van Polo there.
I think she does. But I'm thinking I've got to get rid of one from
Another BX. What's this? It's going to be a, I'm going to say diesel, 17 TGG, I reckon. How did I guess? Maybe I photoed it on the way in, I can't remember now. See, Vep isn't the only red car with epic rust on the bottom of its doors. I don't see many of this generation of Polo anymore. The tyre nerd in me is appreciating the Uniroyal Rain Sport 3 tyres. Again, now you're learning. This is why I never talk during videos, because I never come out with anything even remotely interesting.
So we had it left-hand drive.
There we go. Pre-facelift 306. I think, is that an XN? It's got to be an XN. Yeah, it must be an XN. I reckon it's an XN. Base model. XND, there we go. With the rear wiper delete, although I don't think that's necessarily intentional. And the clock in place of the rev counter will probably make Sean quite happy. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I think, don't get me wrong, I think the original 306 is a great looking design, but the facelift really did just knock it up a level. Cavalier SRI, Headlight wipers for somebody. I think you know who. I've never seen those trims before. Are they original? I don't know. I will need to message my Mark 4-5 Escort Orion consultant. Sean's Renault 5 that he's put back on the road recently. That's we need to have a word with you about that, Sean. I suppose that's one way to hide the rust. It's actually the first time I've seen this car in the metal. Oh, goodness me, he had to, didn't he? Wait till I have a word with him. He had to beget it, didn't he? Yeah, I've been quite looking forward to seeing this. I've not caught up with the boys yet. Hopefully we'll do in a bit, but yeah, lovely to see that here. Hopefully it's been running nicely for him today. Again, 205's nicely represented today as well. The 205's a little bit like the AX. Almost every car seems to be a special edition. Now there's an unexceptional car. Mark, oh, is it 3 or 4? I'll wind up correcting myself on screen now. Astra. Very unexceptional car. A car that got completely overlooked because of how good the 306 was, how good the Focus was, how good the Citroen ZX was. You know, it's just sort of it's the ultimate meh car, but I think they're actually quite competent. More headlight wipers for somebody. I hope you can retract that quickly if it has a pour down with rain. Is it electric or is it?
Yeah, you just press the button and it does it all.
And it all does it automatically. Yeah. Cool. It's cool. I've never seen the roof on one of them before. It's pretty smart. Well, as I've mentioned the rain, I think the British weather is about to strike again. Again, another of that generation of Astra. Is that really a 2.2 though? I know they put the 2.2 in the Zafira. I wonder if somebody's snuck a bigger block in that one. Because I'll tell you something now, if that is a 2.2 with extra go in it, it's probably quite a nice sleeper, that. Lovely little 205, though I can hear Sean's disapproval now. This should have gingicators and it's got the clear ones. I can hear Sean shrieking now, not original. I think they look better with clear indicators, but there you go. Another large Volvo means more headlight wipers. And there's another rare treat for Ian, some BMW headlight wipers as well. Very, very nice. Another Audi A2. I really like these. Years ago I nearly bought one, and the only reason I didn't was it was obviously owned by somebody who had a family, and when I went to look at it I think the rear door handles pretty much fell off in my hands. As I found out later when I looked at other family cars, I think that's fairly common because I think what a lot of kids do is they just yank on the rear doors before you've had a chance to open them, but not understanding that at the time, it completely put me off what was probably otherwise a perfectly good car. Two more Volvos. Yeah, that's Jim's XC70, that is. It's Jim's XC70. Or is it Sean's XC70? I've lost track. We keep swapping Volvos around each other, that's the problem. So obviously my XC60 was my XC60, was then Sean's XC60, is now my XC60 again. There you go. I'll let you get your head around that one.
It's still savable, Jack. My dad's convinced me to enter the first car.
This made me laugh on the way in. Jag.
That's their car. They don't quite realise what they've got.
It did make me chuckle, that did. A lovely little Twingo there. Oh, now. The 305 is a car I'm really curious about and would like to learn a little bit more about, because I think when you dig into the 305 there must be a lot of DNA that eventually found its way into the BX. I think a lot of the platform and components started life in this. I think the trailing arm sort of rear suspension setup that became such a big staple on a lot of PSA cars originated in the 305. And it's one of those cars I would really at some point like to have a closer look at, maybe even have a drive of, because I see a lot of the BX in this. I think a lot of the tooling and the way that sort of that sort of slightly light build that the BX has, I think it comes from or originates from this. I think these are a larger car than I realised as well. Again, I mean, that's gloriously ordinary. That's the sort of thing that should be in Concours d'Ordinaire, I think. 206 GTI that's had Botox on its chin.
Yeah.
One for Miss Hubnut there, a very, very tidy Escort. Not sure that should be here. It is very nice though. Matra Morena. It's just, again, sort of them taking the rule book and just doing it completely their way, which I love. Rather snazzy alloys on that Corolla.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a rare.
That must be a very, yeah. It's on a Y reg. Yeah, that's a very early one, that is. Corsa C. I swapped from a Corsa B to a Corsa C when I was learning how to drive. In fact, it was just before my driving test, which was just kind of bad timing, but it did feel a lot more grown up than the Corsa B did. Got another enormous chunk of Americana with, what is that? Is that a pin code lock on the door? Is that a thing in the States? Not quite as long a walk round as what we looked at earlier, but still, still a fairly long walk round. Yeah, I can imagine that's probably enormously comfortable though. It's about as big as my shoe. I love it. Headlight wipers. They made those? I had no idea they did a Lada convertible. Or is it a convertible somebody has converted themselves with an angle grinder and too much time? It's just... I've genuinely never seen one of these before, so that's... I'm slightly speechless. I wonder what the torsional rigidity on that's like. So we've still got cars rolling in.
Period. They were even contemplating driving down to Spain.
Yet again, that hubnut bloke gets everywhere. It's rather nice. I wonder if that's what Eddie's come in today. I need to catch up with him. Oh no, it says Netherlands, so maybe not. See, that Mazda is just pure sci-fi. I love that. It's almost, I mean, it's like a three-door Japanese Citroen BX with pop-up headlights, that is. See, a single wiper. I've never seen one of these before. $929. No, I've never ever seen one of these before. It's just, that is, I mean, that is proper space age. I love it.
You know, it looks a little bit like. So the Subaru. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice.
That's rather lovely. A Reg Peugeot 205. So this will have the really early dashboard. Again, it seems to be a bit of a French thing, that does. Put a car out, decide that they don't like the dashboard and change them. That one will make Sean happy because it's got no rear wiper, so it must be the base of the base of the base. But yeah, it's dead weird. The dashboard's almost like fabric. I kind of like that actually. I think I prefer the earlier dash. But I think, much like the BX, I think when they sort of redid the... In fact, thinking about it, it happened in the 309 and the 405 as well. They sort of launched a car with a dash and then changed it. I don't know why, but I'm guessing when they did, they probably upped the quality at the same time. Ooh. Ooh, I'm being wasped. .405 being put to full practical use there today. GLX D Turbo. More cars from the Netherlands.
Buddy was a great show. I'm enjoying that.
Oh.
I'm going full Williams Brandon today. Press meth on the back.
Episode.
Do you know what, mate? You know, like, I'm not bothered that I crashed the pole. If you crash this, it'd just be absolutely gutted. Yeah.
Another Saab means another headlight wiper moment. Another Peugeot 305. I think that's the most Peugeot 305s I've seen at the show for quite some time as well. Again, a bit like that early 205. I don't know if it'll come across on camera. There's just like a fabric weave to the dash. I really like that. Yeah, I really can see the BX DNA in the 305 because obviously, like I say, I think it's pretty much what they built it off. Of course, with the Scirocco, we've got a squishy spoiler. Bring back squishy spoilers. I miss squishy spoilers.
No way! Yeah, well, let him sit in it.
Is that still a valid website?
And another 305. Quite late actually for a 305 on an E-Reg.
Yeah.
So rear wheel lock. That was just company car.
Wow.
Yeah,
So this is probably the, I think this is the 205 I dreamed of when I had my style, because I always knew it was unrealistic that I'd ever be able to afford to insure a GTI, but I did kind of quietly wish I could have had an XS. I think it's a 1.4 version of the same TU engine I had in mine, but you get the sort of like 205 GTI style seats, the rev counter, an actual centre console, all the things that 18-year-old me was craving having in his own 205, but unfortunately I had to deal with Boggo Basicville. Tempera. So has that got the, is this going to have the crazy dash, or is it too, no, it's a standard dash. I do remember a neighbour having one that had the full sort of insane digital dashboard. Renault 25, you don't see many of them anymore, do you? I like that. I think that's quite tidy Nova. Same wheels as Raya Cavalier Commander, if I remember correctly. Another Citroen AX, and of course with it being a Citroen AX it's going to be a special edition because they all were. I think the original dealer sticker has given up the fight there though.
By mistake, yeah.
Certainly a choice. These weren't UK market, were they? No, it can't be, it's left-hand drive. Mark 1 Focus Estate. Oh, rare. A nice 205.
So we've only got space in one rear.
I think it's front-wheel drive.
How has this moved, or have we got two Cavaliers here? Cavaliers, Astras here today in this colour scheme. Sure, I saw one further up the field like that. The Citroen Berlingo. Now I think the Berlingo definitely fits into unexceptional vehicle criteria. Yes, a car I've never driven, though I would imagine they're very similar to drive to the Citroen ZX, which I think they share a lot of their underpinnings with. Oh, serious about keeping his bonnet shut. The very early Zantia. So again, that will be pre-facelift, so that will be a sinker one, I think, on an L plate. And that's the facelift next to it. Again, I prefer the OG, I think. I'm with Sean on that one. There's a car that needs no introduction, Giselle the GSA, looking very happy and clean and smart at the moment. We never did manage to get that twin test between me and Ian because obviously the BX is registered earlier than this. But yeah, nice to see it here today. It's looking very, very clean and tidy. Right, we're now nearing the end of the field, but unfortunately we're also nearing where they're doing the presentation, which means they're playing music, the thing that obviously puts people like me that do daft things like this at the risk of a copyright strike. So I've got no idea how much of this I'm actually going to be able to put up. So if it suddenly goes quiet and I shut up, which, let's to be honest with you, is probably going to be a blessing for the majority of you, you know why. Core of the Corsa. Another 405. And of course, another Volvo means another headlight wiper moment for Ian. In fact, we're really treating Ian to headlight wipers today. There's a car that's underrepresented. Mark, is that a 3 Golf? You don't see many of those anymore either. Even in enthusiast circles, they sort of seem to have almost disappeared. I think this Rover's got all the patina going on. That's some impressive rust. And I say that owning VEP, which has some impressive rust. I really ought to have a drive of a 2CV at some point. Nice Mondeo. In fact, gasp, it is a Mark II Mondeo with no gaffer tape on the bumpers. That's quite a nice example. Oh, a lovely Volvo 240. Another one. In fact, I seem to have got confused on my rows here. We've missed a few. Yes, we've missed a few. I think they're arranged a bit weird here, so. I'm sure that was for sale recently. Or was it a Golf? I saw, I can't remember now. And little Deo Matizza's quite well represented today as well. Astra SRI, white alloys. I'm not sure about white alloys. Sorry, Katie. I love the white alloys on your Scirocco, but I don't think I could cope with white alloys on a car. Oh, hard enough time keeping silver ones clean. Another Volvo means another headlight wiper moment. And another Mark I BX here. I think this is an auto, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. Very nice to see. Yes, much like Phil, I'm probably going to be in envy of his power steering. Absolutely glorious early CX. That's beautiful. I love those hubcaps. Is there a more British Leyland colour than that? So I think these cars, yeah, they're out from the British Motor Museum today. Some unusual examples. I mean, that's almost GSA-like. That is, that Triumph. That gives me very Citroen vibes. That does, even though it's not a Citroen. Toyota Avensis, that's made up the road from me, basically, in Derbyshire. Or was made up the road from me, rather.
Suffered even worse than the cars.
But you know,
They run by just looking at it. If it's a miracle I was here. See that? It's like a car or a cat. K-A. What do you say? Ford car.
Ian and another friend persuaded me to open my wallet.
Colin, you didn't take much persuading.
60.
They were just built to be used in
Yes, cheese.
My mate's dad.
Yeah. I've got a feeling that is because the ad, it stopped the blade falling out.
So it's got faults. It's got
I wish I did.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the Rover's cool. Yeah, it drives great, but no.
It does.
No, I don't know. Her husband was a coalman like that. Coal Warren
Actually, it's a really beautiful looking car.
It's a very stylish car.
Well, it was American-y.
He was nuts on the up in this one.
So even when they came back on the road,
I think they were one of the first forays into the UK market.
oh yeah, totally.
But if something is original, it's fine original.
It's an early one on next.
Is that because the legs have got more spots
No, actually no, but some of them do actually have.
400 after this, the payments a lot. The Model 2, the others were generally Hondas with a bit of rovering on the edges.
There's I don't know if you've seen the red Rover over there. There's two on there.
You're here, but
I remember him saying, like that KKG, that one, J.O. Yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah, I used to work with they were everywhere. Nothing coding in my career ever goes out. I can always write it down.
Just find out.
You'll get your Uber Eats delivery from
guaranteed you know, things like that, and so they do stay in touch.
How long have you had it?
2 years. The first time a couple of years ago, I thought I was going to get something.
Very nice, love it.
But the other great thing about it increasingly is that the mix.
Yeah. Oh, the thing that
Yeah.
It's just incredible to see you.
Younger generation job
Yeah, it would be on
Cars that are available for people to drive. So can you tell us a little bit about that? How can we access them? To get trusted, that's, you know, given that, that's a bit of a responsibility.
It is, and that's exactly the point.
At least I can say I'm leaving my friend's car. You drove me a mile in it, didn't you, round Oxfordshire somewhere? Yeah, 1 mile. Well, I know what they're like because I've owned a Skoda Fabrik myself. They are very nice cars to drive.
Somebody thought it was good, didn't we?
Very, very rare for these. I mean, there's only 13 of them.
gorgeous. Anyway, we'll catch you at the next thing, Barry, okay? See you later. Neat sheet.
He's a proper like,
Yeah, he had it always. He lived in the Westminster Mansion.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's like a great
like Tea Street.
your mum's this stuff.
Oh, that bomb is close to you.
Yeah, it's like
three rows of seats.
oh yeah.
And that was what we were ferried around in as kids. No seat belts, you know. But it was in Aberdeen when I found it.
It has this thing where you have to start it, and then you have to let it run for a second, and then you can move off. You can't just drive off in it. Am I stuck? A bit of a hole.
I'm filming. I should have done that in a little bit more of a Ralph voice. I'm filming. See, you'd never make an American reality TV program because you're not all swearing at each other and sort of cursing and...
That's mainly because if it was three of me, yes, that's all it would be. Is three people cursing and swearing, basically three of me. But no. It's really not physically possible to swear at Sean for any more than, like, you know, a nanosecond. Nanosecond! Nanosecond! Okay, I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny, I laughed. When for people were...
Do you planning to be any of the other mates? Or?
CSX, that's incredibly rare, and I was like...
I think I bought something special.
Yeah, you've got the box back. Yeah.
Small addendum. I've just had a go in Phil's Mark 1 BX with power steering. My BX is going to have power steering. It is so much better. So yeah, thank you Phil for letting me have a go, because I now know I'm right and that car is going to have pass. Although maybe I should sort out the fuel pump first.
Steering's pretty light. I'm assuming it's not assisted.
Absolutely not.
So I'm just having a little play in Sean's Renault 5 before sort of finishing up here today, and I'm just looking at it, and what is going on with that wiper stalk? That wiper stalk is just it's just sort of sprouts out of the dashboards. That's crazy. But no, it's a really sweet little thing. This is absolutely lovely. Oh, lovely little car.
Two-stroke oil because it didn't do that. If you used anything else, you can't get that anymore, but it was really good quality two-stroke oil.
Well, that's it. The show is largely wrapping up now, so all it remains for me to say is thank you for watching, especially if you've managed to suffer through me talking through this one. I don't know if I'll stick with this or not. Much of it will depend on what sort of horrors I find when I try and edit it together. Thank you very much for watching. If you have done, please do consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in another one. Cheerio.